Recently, World of Tanks introduced the new Sandbox release with the Frontline game mode. In the Frontline, you are fighting on 9 square kilometer large epic Normandy map. The defenders are defending the front and the attackers are attacking, trying to control the capture zones and eventually destroying the pillboxes that are the main objective. The game is played on 9 times larger map, and it's filled with different features like respawns, repairs and resupply zones. So let's just take a look at what the last installment of the Sandbox server has to offer. Hello guys and welcome back to World of Tanks, and today we are not going to take a look at the Ace Tanker series, we are going to take a look at the Sandbox server. And well, you may have already seen a couple of videos on this topic, but let's just give my 2 cents on this one. We are going to see the new mod that is going to be introduced hopefully in the World of Tanks, because it is pretty awesome in my opinion. We are going to see at the Frontline game mode. So what is Frontline game mode? In the Frontline game mode you are going to fight over a large scale map. So you might notice that the minimap on the bottom right corner is not the same as on the regular game mode. That's because this game mode will introduce the minimap that is going to be the size 3 times 3 kilometers, and actually it is going to be 9 times larger than the standard map. Yeah, so we are going to have a 9 times larger map, and well, if you are wondering how are 15 tanks going to find each other on the large scale map like that, well, there is not only 15 players, there is actually 30 players in each team, and you're going to be fighting in a large scale battle, 30 versus 30, and this is probably one of the best things that is going to be introduced if this gets into the game, and as I said already, it hopefully does. So as you can see, we are going to be fighting against a couple of spawn points here. There is A, B, C, D, E, F, and there is 1 through 5 the numbers. So what do they mean? A, B, C, D, E, F are the position that you have to take, so they are the position that you have to overtake from the enemy team, the attacking team. So my team is going to advance through 3 lines, A, B and C, and they're going to try and capture these points to, well, basically unlock the DEF and then eventually unlock the rest of the pillboxes that are 1 through 5. So you may think that, well, if we are going to attack through 3 lines, what's the point? What's the point of the big map? Actually, as you saw me there, I was on the B line and I was able to go through and just go to the A line. So the lines are kind of separate at the beginning in the first couple of positions on the A, B and C, but actually if you want to, you can wander off into the other parts of the map and just assist your friends in that position. Now you can see the attack on the B is already done and dusted, so we have taken B, and now when you take one position, the enemies have to clear it out, so they have to retreat to a defensive point, in this case the defensive point E, and then start defending on that position. So my position here is pretty good, because I feel like that you have to, when you're trying to take over those positions, either attack or defense, you have to take a flanking positions. I'm taking one of those flanking positions, as you can see on the A point, and that allows me to shoot over to the enemy tanks that are trying to defend the A point. Now, capturing the points is really important. Each time that you capture the points, you're going to get 2 minutes extra to the battle timer. So the battle timer starts at 12 minutes. If the defenders are able to defend for the 12 minutes, they are going to win. If the attackers are going to win one of those capture points, they are going to get 2 minutes if they win the A, B and C, or they are going to get 2.5 minutes if you win the D and F points. So I was saying about this position, I believe that this is one of the most important things that you are going to have to do when you are trying to overtake the positions. Sure, you have to have the tanks that are going to cap the A, B and C, but you also have to have the side shots on the enemy tanks that are approaching, and not allow the enemy tanks to have the side shots on the defenders. So you can see that on the attackers. So you can see that there are a couple of autoloaders here. There is an E50M, there is a TVP BTUs, sorry, TVP T5051, and well, I have to stay careful here because I really don't want to die at this point. So dying is not that bad because you're going to get respawn. I believe the 20-second timer has to just ran out, and you can pick another tank and just draw back into the game. Something like we had something like this in the previous game mods that Wargaming had introduced, but in my opinion this is a pretty good, pretty decent mechanics that allows you to continue playing even though one of your tanks is, well, down. So you're not going to be able to get into the game with the same tank. So if I die in my batchet, the batchet is on the cooldown, I believe, for 2 minutes. But actually if I die, I only have to wait for 20 seconds to get into another vehicle. So you might notice in the bottom left corner that, yeah, there is a couple of icons of tanks and there is a counter. What does that mean? The icons represent, I should say, probably lives. It is called the reinforcements, but actually you can only you can consider it lives, because if you die, one of those lives is going to be spent and you are going to be taking another tank and driving back in. So yeah, you can see that my tank is pretty damaged. I'm going to now use this repair depot to get my tank up and running and to restore the ammunition and to restore the HP to full HP. As you can see, I'm resupplying, and you can see that my health is going up, and at the end my ammo is already fully upgraded. So this is pretty important if you are going to drive your autoloaders, because you may well know that the batchet, for example, is going to run out of ammo in the standard games. Especially is going to run out of ammo when fighting in games that are pretty much you can shoot at three together tanks, and well, with only 30 shells you're not going to do that well. So there is a couple of resupply depots, as you saw there in the A, B and C. There is 2 resupply depots, one for the attacking team, one for the defending team. Actually on the D position you don't have the one for the attacking team. So if you want to take the D, you are going to, if you want to repair on the D, you have to take the D first, and then you unlock the supply depot for repair of your vehicle. So the enemies now cannot use the depot that I was just using, because they do not own the position there, so the A position. Now really don't want to get in front of that Panzer E100. I have 3 shells. I really want to unload them, so I'm going to try and just go on the side of this. Oh yeah, this is not what I was planning to do. So actually this is not really that bad, because there's a lot of tanks in my team that are just behind me, and I just became captain. I'm going to tell you what does that mean in a couple of seconds. Let us see how this fares out. Now take a shot here from the E5. The most important thing is not to get shot down by the Panzer E100, and the Panzer falls, and as you can see we are just running through these pretty quickly, because the enemies are not really putting up that much defense. So the starting positions, I believe that you have 10 tanks on each line, so 10 tanks attacking on the A, 10 tanks defending. But after that you can respawn and you can go to any other line and try and fight your way through from that position. See that I'm now starting to base capture, and I was talking about those promotions that I got. So I got to a captain promotion. Really, when you are capturing the points, when you are killing the enemy tanks, when you are spotting for your team and everything else, is just going to, well, give you some points that will allow you to be in top of the ranks there. So if you want to know more about the ranks, I would just say that you want to get to be a general. There is, I believe, 60 different positions, 45 for the privates. Then we have the main important thing is only 1 position for the general, and if you do extremely well in your games, you are going to get to that, or you are going to get that rank. Now you saw us there capturing the D point. When you are capturing the positions you can use up to 5 tanks, and capturing the position can be only reset if you get destroyed by the enemy team. So it is kinda important to kill the tanks in this game mode, and well, just send them to the garage, or should I say garage with the quotation marks, because you're not out of the game. So we just managed to take the D. I'm just trying to go forward to that resupply depot. Really want to repair my tank. I don't want to get into the garage so soon, and unfortunately I got shot down here by the Kranwagen. I'm only left on 5 HP, and it is probably important for me to just get to this depot and just... Oh, there is a wild MX-50B just behind me. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. You have, I believe it's 25 seconds to redeploy with the other tanks. So you can see that the the first line from the A is really not allowing you to spawn there. So I'm going to spawn into B or into C. Actually, the C is having a lot of trouble. They cannot push through, but the B looks like it is pretty good. And now I'm going to take the TVP T5051 and just try and push through this position, so push through E and just capture B and allow us to go for the pillboxes 1, 2, 3, 2, 5. So fighting against the enemy tanks, you can get the overmatch on one line, but it is important to, when defending, it is pretty important not to allow the enemies to go into one of these positions, because they earn the time and they have more time to go through another point and another point and another point and so on, and get to the pillboxes and finish them off. So it is pretty important that you try and defend all of the points, not just focus on one, and while focusing one you are not going to be able to win the game. So me there, once again going for the flanking shots here. We finished off the TVP that was trying to run away, we finished off the tank destroyer that was in the cap, and now we are starting to capture the position pretty easily here. So flanking is pretty important, basically in any game flanking is pretty important, but in this position, when you have the ability to roam around, is more important than in other games, in other standard random games. So I'm once again trying to flank, and actually I'm going to get myself into a bad position, and I killed the relay here. I'm trying to put the shots into the Panzer 7, and yeah, this is what I was talking about. Pretty bad position for me. I got shot down by the artillery, I got shot down by the object 140s, and that's it. That's just it. I got finished off. And now I can respawn once more. So you see that we take and C. So the game is progressing pretty decent. If I want to go to finish off the game, I would probably want to spawn in the A position and try and go through the 1, 2, and 3 pillboxes, finish them off. So yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my Batchet once again. I find it probably the best for this game mode to drive a fast tank. Don't get me wrong, there are great tanks that you can drive. Well, for example, the mouse is great for attacking on the first line, if you're attacking on the A, probably B or C. But once you get through those lines, you have to move into the next position. And considering that the mouse is driving at 20 km per hour, you're not really going to move that much far, because, as I said, the 9 kilometers, sorry, the 3 kilometer length of the map, and you do the calculations how much time you need to get to the one position to another with the mouse tank. So you saw me there once again playing badly. I got shot down by the Leopard. I got shot twice, I believe, by a autoloader. Now I'm trying to unload on this 50B. I overstayed my welcome, I take another shot and I have to retreat. So it would be great for me to just go to the repair depot, but actually, as you can see, the enemies are overrunning the repair depot, and they are actually overrunning the D position, and I just got tracked by the STRV. Repair my tracks, trying to get away, and unfortunately I got shot down by the SRVM. Now you can see that I don't have any lives in the bottom left corner, and there is a counter that is ticking from 30 seconds. What does that mean? That means that I have to wait for the now 20 something seconds for the resupply to drop my next tank to join in. So you really don't want to rush in that fast. You might want to consider having one tank always in reserve if you accidentally die, or if you make a mistake and you die. And well, if you want to just continue playing the game and not just be in this follow mode or the lookout mode. Now taking a look at the position, you can see that I'm ready to deploy, and I will be taking my TVP T5051 once again. So we are capturing the F position, so best bet for me is probably to go to the F because the D is getting overrun. So as I said, the enemies are now making once again the mistake. They are putting too many tanks into the D position and they're not defending the F. You can see there is only a couple of tanks here, so they should really redeploy and go for the F, so defending on the F. Now reloading, going for the T57 Heavy. Well, this game is going pretty well for us. You can see that we've taken all of these positions. When you're going to attack the pillboxes, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later in more detail, when you are going to attack the pillboxes, I think that the easiest way is to go through the 1 and 2 or 4 and 5, because they are quite, I should say, isolated, but that's probably not the best word. They're kind of more accessible to get to than the 3, because the 3 is situated in the town and it is heavily defended. Now we have taken out the 2nd and the 3rd, and now we should go through the 1, 4 or 5. So they're just becoming a general. That I was talking about those positions. You have a couple of different positions, a private, a major, general, and so on and so on. The general is the top one, and I believe that this is due to the damage that I did with my tanks. So 14,000, I believe, damage with the 3 spawns that I had, so the bad jet a couple of times and the TVP a couple of times. And well, just now trying to reload, you can see that the 5 is open for destruction for us. The tank reinforcements has stopped, so after a while your tanks you stop getting the reinforcements, and now this is what I was talking, the lives that you have to, well, be saving them for this point. From this point on, you are not going to get the respawns that you might want. I have only 1 more life, and if I die in my TVP, that would be the last tank for me. So the friendly team is advancing, and they just finished off T1. I didn't get to show you the gameplay on destroying the pillboxes, so let's just jump into another one and let's see how that looks like. So another gameplay here with the bad chat, and well, I got spawned once again on the B position, and I'm going to go to my usual place when I spawn here. I actually played, I believe, 10 games or something like that in this game mod, and I was pretty late up, and well, yeah, I almost missed work next day. So don't do that. If you have work, you should probably get to bed in time. Now you can see me once again advancing to this position. I believe that I'm going to do pretty good in this replay from this position, because I'm not going to get contested by the enemy tanks on the top position. So once again, you can see that our friendly team is advancing towards the A, and they are pretty aggressive here. And now this is what I was talking about. You have to have the side shots on the defenders. A couple of shots into the T57 Heavy, 3 shots going, the 4th shot towards the Panzerkampfwagen 7. The 5th shot gets in, and just like that, with the bad jet, 1900 damage. Now the bad thing with the bad jet, as always, is waiting for the reloads. You can see that the advancement on the A is going pretty well. So the you have to use the ability that the wargaming gave you. So when you get shot in the cap, you're not going to get reset. You have to get destroyed to get reset. When you get shot, you're going to get stunned for 5 seconds and your counter will not go up. And while I'm capping with 5 tanks, you can see that it's pretty easy to capture a point. You just have to be quick about it. Now, this is a good thing when you capture the position. The enemy tanks have to leave the position on the A, and when they are retreating, you have the juicy side shots and juicy shots in their back. They do not leave the position on the A that is currently captured. They're going to get shot down by the airstrike, so the airplanes are going to come in and they're going to destroy the tanks. Now you saw me there pinging on the Grille. Actually, if anybody from Wargaming is taking a look at this ping is pretty awesome. You have to introduce this into the regular gameplay. Pinging on these squares is pretty nice, but you're not going to get the exact position that you want to your friends. You always have to explain what you are thinking about the ping. Now when you have this kind of ping, you're going to, well, you're going to point to a position that you really want to point and not going to have any problems there. Now you saw there the Object 140 was destroyed by an airstrike. That was what I was talking about. He didn't leave the A position, he was trying to defend, and after, I believe they have 1 minute to clear the positions from A. He didn't do it in the timely manner and he got shot down. Now once again going for the resupply. Really, I have the full HP on my tank destroyer, on my Batchet, but I really want to go in and get the shells that I need so I can continue the fight. Yeah. Now you might notice that I'm using the same route here. Once again going for the tanks that are in this valley here. That's the 5, that's the MX-50B and the Grille. I'm doing this because I'm shielded from the left side by this small ridgeline here, not to get shot down by the tanks that may be capping on the D position. Trying to sneak up onto this E5 and let's just try and surprise him, but unfortunately I got surprising shots by the STB-1. Unfortunately the artillery shoots T5 on that. I don't know how that missed. And I bounced the MX-50B. Got shot down by the E5 once more, but now unloading on the E5 is pretty standard stuff. But I lost the majority of my HP and I just cannot go back to the resupply point because I was just using it and there is a cooldown of 2 minutes when you can go back and just use the resupply point. Actually, that 50B made a mistake. He went out and he got in front of a tank destroyer and he got shot down. So he will have to respawn for the next battle. So now again, flanking, as I already said, probably the best thing and probably the most important thing that you can do in your fast tanks, Batchet being one of them. Trying to find flank on the I-7, one goes in, one doesn't. Got promoted to lieutenant now and it is going pretty well for me. I'm not actually going to make it to a general in this game, that's unfortunate. I did it in the previous one and it is kind of satisfying when you see your name. You have been promoted to a general and everybody in the friendly team is going to see your name that you got promoted to a general. Just waiting for the reload here for the shots on the Grille. The Grille moves back. I believe that's the same Grille that I was attacking when I first started playing on the A position. Now putting a shot into the gun carriage there. Unfortunately, oh, you don't want to go through this position, you're probably going to flip your tank. Putting a shot there into the gun carriage, but I'm not really able to finish him off. So the sea has been captured, that's pretty nice. You can see it on the minimap here. We are actually doing pretty decent in the sea actually, and only the B is problem for now. We got extra 2 minutes, that's good. And well, we'll just see how this game progresses till the end. Now, staying alive, as I said, pretty important, but if you die it's not that bad. I have my 2 lives, I can play a little bit risky, but I really want to get to that last resupply depot and just repair my Batchet and continue playing it. Putting a shot here into Grille. I want to take another shot into him, not allow him to get away, but he gets away and I get spotted, so I don't want to leave the cover of this rock. Putting the shots into the Kranwagen. The Kranwagen is doing what he can to defend the position on D, but he is not able to go in time and reset that one. Actually, there is another Kranwagen on our back, and I believe that guy was just going through from the E position towards us. He just passed through the little passage that you can see on the minimap on the bottom side. This is the good thing that you have with the huge maps. So yeah, he was in a good position there to shoot on the cap to reset. But now he needs to leave the position, he needs to go away. Either he's going to get shot down by the airstrike, or he is just going to get shot down by me or this Kranwagen to my left. I actually do a big move here, I got the kill steal on the Kranwagen. But well, the Kranwagen wasn't really reloaded there, I didn't know if he had a shot, so yeah, that's my excuse. Now, I want to do the exact same thing I did before. I just want to get into that repair point and just want to use it and then continue playing with my Batchet. So even though we captured D, you might notice that the positions in front of us, so going for the pillboxes 1 and 2, is not really open there. You don't want to wander off into the enemy positions when they are not captured, because if you do so, you are going to get shot down. I believe actually that those pillboxes are shooting at you and they are going to, just like artillery, they are going to shoot at you and finish you off. 5800 damage, pretty decent so far in the Batchet. I feel like I should have done more because I'm in an autoloader and I really want to do more even with my Batchet. Fortunately, one shot there from the A5, that guy really wanted to shoot me even though he has tanks flanking him. The tank destroyer is trying to side scrape, put a one shot into him. I get the captain medal. Now going for the E5, one shot into his side. He really wants me really bad. But unfortunately he was unfortunate there, not putting the shot into me, and I'm left to my half HP with the 2 shells remaining. So when you get, I kind of feel like that when you get into a position of chasing off the enemies one by one, looks like they fall pretty quickly, so they have to kind of regroup and not go in one by one. As you saw there, we finished off the tank destroyer, we finished off the E5, we finished off the object, and now the FV's turn has come up. The gun carrier was also there. Playing with artillery, pretty hard. I tried it with the T92. Pretty hard playing with the artillery because you have to relocate. If your team is doing good, if your team is holding back the attackers and holding back the A, B and C or the E, F and G, you maybe can do good in your artillery because you're going to splash, you're going to kill tanks in the cap. The caps are pretty open, there is only a couple of, I believe, rocks that you can hide your tank behind when you're capping, but you can still get shot by the flanks, so flanking once again comes to mind. Now these are the pillboxes, as you can see they have 4000 HP. Cannot penetrate from the front with the Batchet, cannot penetrate from the side actually with the Batchet, even though the aim circle is orange. And actually when you're going to finish off these pillboxes, you're going to go to the back and just penetrate through the back. Probably there are some tanks that can penetrate this one. The artillery cannot penetrate it, as you saw there with the HE shells. Maybe with the AP shells, but just maybe, I don't know. It is, I'm wondering how much armor does it have from the front. Maybe 400, 350, 300, who knows. So putting one into the pillbox really doesn't matter where you shoot it. From the back you're going to penetrate. I'm just joking around, trying to aim for the hatches there. And now finishing off the one pillbox one number 1, going for the other, and it looks like the enemies have just scrambled in with the 113, the T-57 heavy. Type 5 heavy actually going to be a tough nut to crack, because if he hits me with his HE shells, I'm going to die instantly. And the tank destroyer there to the 263. 2 shells for me left, trying to put one into the 263. And at this point I'm really not doing that great with my batchet. I should be doing damage and I'm not. You can see on the minimap that we are advancing through 1 line and 3 lines, so the D and F are captured, and we can expect the friendly team when attacking from the air from the 4 and 5. So when you are going to kill the pillboxes, when you are going to do damage on the pillboxes, I kind of feel like that the best way is pushing up through 1 and 3 lines and just going for the 4, 5 and 1 and 2. The tree is, you're going to see it just a little bit, the tree is kind of heavily armored. It is located on a hill that is easily defended by the enemy team, and it is located in the city. So yeah, I believe that you can see the pillbox from here. There is the mark on the 3rd pillbox. You can see that near the Himmelsdorf castle. You're going to notice that there are a lot of things that you might know from the random game, so the wargame is reusing the known elements from the game, and well, that's just okay. That's just okay. They are using what they have to make this map. One thing to note is that after playing 10 games in the Frontline or something like that, really it kind of gets repetitive. As you saw, these two gameplays are pretty much the same, except for me just dying too much in the first one, and in the second one I didn't die. I believe I died only once. And there is a general, there is what I was talking about when somebody gets to be a general, you get to rub it off into the other players' faces. Now they're trying to shoot at that 263. I track him once, I track him 2 times, going for the track and I miss, so I decide to finish him off. I'm always trying to go for the tracks, if you have noticed there. Tracking damage is also really good, and yeah, always trying to maximize the effort that you are doing. Now, making a mistake here. Yeah, I just realized that I have the pattern. I have the E4 aiming at me. I have the batchet from the side and really don't want to be in this position. The position where the Kranwagen is actually pretty good. There is a couple of hills there that he can use to haul down and just shoot on the defenders. And I'm having trouble here. What I was saying about the attacking on the position number 3, so the pillbox number 3, is that, take a look at this, there is a couple of bridges here and you really cannot go through them. It just became a major. And I'm getting shot here by the WZ, I'm getting shot here by the FV, and I have to get out of here. And another shot here. If that WZ is still looking at me, he's going to finish me off. There is a pattern about me, there is a E4 and pattern behind me, and I finally get shot down by the pattern, but it doesn't matter. I have a couple of lives left, and actually we have just won the game, so we have pushed through to the 5 position, finished off the pillbox number 5, and yeah, that's a GG, and let's take a look at the post-game stats. On the personal score, you can see that I got the rank of General. I also got over 200,000 credits and 2,800 experience. All this with 3 spots, 1,935 assist damage, 15 critical shots, 15k damage and 7 kills. So not really the standard personal score, as you can see here. On the team score sheet, you can see that I finished first by experience. Also doing 15,000 damage, I believe that I was first in that regards as well. And as I said, the general medal for me. On the detailed report, you can see that I fired 60 shots, 49 hit the target, 45 penetrated, so a 75% shot rate, and that's pretty decent when you consider that I was firing this much shells. And with the premium account, I only got 22,000 credits and I lost 50 gold for the resupply on the consumable. But bear in mind that this is not the final count, so Wargaming really didn't do much about the economics, and they are explaining it and they want to make it clear the economics graphics is not great, and they are going to be fixing it after they fix all the issues with the gameplay. So the gameplay first, and maybe in some other Sandbox server we are going to see the economy of the Frontline being reworked. So that's it from me, guys. You saw the Frontline, you saw what you can expect if this gets into the game. I really hope it does, because it introduces a new way for you to play. I forgot to mention that you can actually, when you're playing Frontline, you can play with 5 different friends, so you can expect to see the platoon of 5 playing in the Frontline, and that, well, when you're fighting on this large scale map, 5 tanks is pretty awesome, and you can support each other, you can make a great play by yourselves. So the Frontline is work in progress, but I have to say I'm pretty excited if it gets into the game, especially when we get to tier 10 light tanks. You might notice here that there are tier 8 light tanks. When you get to tier 10 light tanks, you're going to get fast flanking tanks that can do a lot of trouble for the enemy team, and they are going to change this game up a little bit. So we have to see what the new artillery reworks, how will they affect the gameplay here with the stand damage and everything else. So there's a lot of things to expect from Wargaming. I hope they deliver with this game mode, because if you are sick and tired of random games, if you cannot play the Clan Wars, or you don't want to play the Stronghold games, this is something that should be quite interesting to play with your friends. As always, guys, I hope you liked this video. If you like it, leave a like. If you didn't like it, you can leave a dislike, leave a comment what you think about this new game mode, and would you like to try and participate? Would you like to see this in the game? And well, just give me your thoughts, give Wargaming your thoughts on the things that you saw here, and well, help them make the game better. If you don't know what to watch next, you can watch the previous replay. It is Team 92, I believe, HMC on the test server. In this case, we are testing the new artillery with the stun mod, with the large splash and the low damage, so low DPM. At the end, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, you can do it now. Hope you guys like this one, and I'll see you in the next one.